afternoon everyone, welcome to Jandera. I'm Gerwin and it's the first time I've been down to the dam for a very long time. I'm not sure how long it's been even, and I've already had to make my way through that disaster area and make my way through this mess heap, so I really need to get in here with the ride-on mower at some point just to make a path, because cobblers, pegs and nuts, and I'm not going to clean all that up. But what I might do is I might string a runner or a run of wire along here so I can put the goats on a chain so they can maybe clean it up a bit for me. I don't know. Yeah, so the grass isn't hugely, it's not real long out here, but there's a lot of weeds. There's a bit of fireweed, but not as much as the rest of the property's got. But the other problem is I don't have a lot of feed for the goats at the moment, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to work that. But yeah, I thought I'd come down and have a look down here at the dam, or the pond, whatever you like to call it, and see how it's going, because it has been a long time since I've been down here. Fireweed. And honestly, this is not the best way to pull it out because it'll still seed. So I really should have a bag to put it in. But I came out to feed the goats and thought I'd go a little bit further and come down to the dam. Because I haven't been down here for so long. My little mulberry tree is deciduous. So it's dropping lots of leaves for winter. And that's perfectly normal. All the plants in the dam seem to be doing well. My Pella tree spinach is still doing well, so that's really good. The goats could have some fun down here, but the only problem is the back paddock's not fenced, so I can't keep, well, the back area is fenced. That fence needs fixing, and so does that fence. And once the goats are here, they could then get into the rest of the property, because the back section of the property just isn't fenced properly. The whole property needs fencing fixed. The best fencing on the entire block is actually the goat fencing that I've had done recently, but I've run out of money to do any more of that, and I need to buy some more star pickets or T-posts, and I've gotten covered in cobbler's pegs just coming down here, but it's nice to see everything doing so well down here. Can't really see much in the water, but there were quite a few water hens around the place and ducks and everything, so there's clearly life in the pond, which is great. At the moment this really gets no attention, hardly at all. Maybe occasionally someone will come down and look at it, but that's about it. It looks like the King Kong is still doing okay over there, along with some of the other water plants that I put in. So that's basically not a lot to see. Well, there's a lot of weeds, and my grass has all slowed down growing significantly because it's winter here in southeast Queensland. Got some, I think they're corellas, flying overhead. We get a lot of bird life around here. It's wonderful. Absolutely lovely. But can get a little bit noisy. But it's absolutely delightful to see the wildlife. I absolutely love it. So we've got a few self-sown trees that are starting to come up. So there's one here. It'll be a type of gum, I'd imagine. Not sure which type. That looks like one that may have gotten mowed down to the ground. There's another one popping up over there. So I'm not going to take these out because I want the trees. Trees are good. And they create shelter for other animals. So there's heaps of cobbler's pegs. Heaps of cobbler's pegs. I'm half thinking my best option at this point is to get that that perimeter fence sorted out and fence off this whole back section. But then the goats will get into the dam and they'll eat my mulberries, and I'm not sure. I could fence around the mulberry because I don't really want the goats to be able to get into the dam, just because they can do a lot of damage. Any livestock walking on the dam will take away, take away all the plant life because they'll eat it all, but it'll also erode the edges and walking on it, which is also not what I want. I really should get in there and pick that fireweed, but I'm having a bit of trouble with getting dizzy when I bend over, so that's a bit of a problem. I'm covered in cobbler's pegs. I'm going to be taking cobbler's pegs out of my jumper for the next hour, I think. I really need to get down here with the mower, but I've opened up this gate now, so that's at least an option. I can jump on the ride on when I get the belt fixed again, because the belts come off, and at least that way I can get down here reasonably safely and get in here on the mower, a mower path down to there. Long term, I'm not sure what to do with how to care for the area around the dam. Not really sure what our plan is with that. Previous owners just had cows and horses constantly grazing, so everything was constantly mowed right down to the ground. Our land care management philosophy and practices are very different from the previous owner, so we've got a different set of problems, different set of challenges. So yes, but as you can see, there is a bit of feed around the place still for the goats, but the problem is the goats have got to be fenced. Or I might have to go back to chaining them up again. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to work it. I had hoped that this area would actually, that the fencing around here would have actually kept the goats in this inside area, but it doesn't. They get out when I've got them in this area, and I'm not sure where they're getting out. I haven't had them in this bottom paddock all that often, so I can bring them down there, but there's really no feed in there. There's only very short grass, whereas in those top two paddocks they've got a lot more feed in there. And unfortunately most of my suppliers of hay in the area don't actually have hay at the moment. They've just run out until spring probably. But yeah, anyway, that's the update for today. I hope you found that interesting. I've got Jonathan calling out to me, so I better go, and I'll catch you in the comments section. And remember, you're either green and growing or you're ripe and rotting. Have a great day. Bless you.